There we go. Hello, and welcome to My Xbox and Me, episode 153, I think. I am one of your hosts, XoB Fixer. On the wrong side of the screen, I may add, if you're on the video version. Not happy about that. Alongside my two co-hosts this week, one being the Beast from the Northeast. Amy, how are you?
Hello.
How are things? You're back?
Yep, I just keep disappearing.
I mean,
and I just keep coming back.
It's not really your fault, if I'm honest. It's like it just comes down to scheduling, and then our friendly neighborhood crashes here as well.
I don't like that nickname.
Jesus, you went from no nickname for the last 3 episodes to your friendly neighborhood. You don't like that? You're from New York.
Yeah.
I worked hard on that.
I'll take it. You know what? You worked hard on it. I like it, Fix.
Dude, you're a piece of work. How are we both? We both doing well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh.
Good. Ready to talk about some Xbox this week? Because, Jesus, we got a lot to talk about. Last week, 3 news stories. This week, a ton of news stories. Let's jump straight into the intro. And remember, you can get this show early if you head over to patreon.com/mcfixer. Other than that, go subscribe to both the YouTube channels, youtube.com/myxboxandme and youtube.com/mcfixer. These 2 bums will promote to you a bit later, I'm sure.
Maybe.
Yeah, great. You can also find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and more. I put and more because I know we're on like Podbean and some other places. I am working very, 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 very hard to get us on Spotify. That is the next one. But I'm pretty sure the process to get us on Spotify would mean removing us from everywhere and then putting us all put back on everywhere. And I'm really scared about doing that. So bear with me. Go on.
That seems really weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So what I think it is the way you run your RSS feed. Again, I'm not very good with all this technical stuff. I just like to come here, hit record, and be a great host. You know, I've got a shape up, I've got a haircut, I look great. The audio listeners don't care. But, yeah, so from my understanding, you need to be hosting through a certain client to be put onto Spotify. I host through SoundCloud and then go out to everywhere else, which apparently not a good thing. So yeah, it's a whole work. I'm working on it though. I'm working on it. And remember, this show goes up every Friday. I forget to say it goes up every Friday. And I've had people messaging me lately saying, when does My Xbox and Me go up? Every Friday. It's usually like Thursday at midnight because I've got it edited and everyone, and the Patreon supporters are quite early and they're super happy. And then just before I go to bed, I put it out. So American listeners actually get it Thursday at a weird time during the day, probably on night. I don't know, time zones and all that stuff. Anyway, that's enough bullshit in the front. What has been in your box this week? Let's start with you, Kresh. What have you been playing?
Assassin's Creed.
Is that it? Is that all you've been playing?
A lot of Assassin's Creed. A little bit of Overwatch.
Oh yeah, you did play Overwatch. I forgot. 2 Overwatch fans now. That's awkward.
Yes!
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I've played Overwatch. To be fair,
yeah, one of those days you did play Overwatch.
I'm just saying, a couple of these games behind me right here, one of them happens to be Overwatch, and I have it on PC now as well. I'm a real Overwatch player. Look, let me tell you.
Yeah,
but
I'm literally wearing an Overwatch t-shirt.
I mean, congratulations. Let's talk a little bit about Assassin's Creed though, because I've been playing it too. Kresh, how many hours in are you now?
I think 26, 27, around.
You caught up with me so quick. That's crazy. Like, I thought I put a lot of hours into that game, and then we were talking yesterday, and you're like, oh, have you done this? And I'm like, no. It's like, have you done this? And I'm like, no. What are you talking about? It's like, oh man, what level are you? I think, what level are you now? Do you know?
I'm 24.
Okay, yeah, I passed you again. You was creeping up on me. I'm now at 28. So
Yeah.
I was like, to be fair, you got me a little bit nervous. You was like, and you did tell me about down to do conquest battles. So I went and done those and got a shud ton of XP. So talk to me. How are you feeling about the game so far?
I like it. I don't think there's anything in the game mechanically that I like straight up dislike.
Got ya.
There's stuff that I would like to see improved. I think there's a lot of stuff I'd like to see improved.
Yeah. So what in what way?
The cult system. I like what's there.
So
how you can...
be careful what you say. If you're very early on.
Yeah, okay.
I just take these off.
No,
Okay.
if you're early on, no.
Not this one.
There you go. Yes, I agree with you though.
cult system could be a little bit more in depth,
Yep.
and I'd like to see that system sort of bleed into the world more. Because
I agree with you.
It's a little bit segregated, like it's there, but it's not really there.
Yeah, it's just a menu. It's not really implemented into the world brilliantly. So
exactly.
Let's go over to you, Amy, real quick. How many hours in are you?
Like 3 or 4.
Okay, so yeah, you're still. Have you had the splash screen of Assassin's Creed come up yet?
No,
So
I'm on the first island.
That's like when you know. Right. That's when you know you're like in because that came up for me about 4 hours in. Yeah, about 4 hours, and I was like, really? Yeah. Like, why am I only getting this now? And it's like, bloop, completed episode 1. I'm like, bro, I've been playing for like 5 hours. What do you mean I've only episode 1? Super concerned me.
Yeah, there's a guy who wants money, and like there's a bounty hunter that I keep seeing, and I'm like still not tough enough to fight him.
Got ya.
So
okay,
that's where I'm off to.
So okay, how are you finding the game so far? Because me and Chris can gush for a minute.
Yeah, I mean I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Like obviously super early in, I'm enjoying like the new features, like the RPG conversation system. The everything that was in the last game, I'm still enjoying it. The bases, I know they're not called bases, outposts.
And
I've done a few of those. The side quests are kind of cool. The voice acting is both really good in some places, really not great in other places.
I really noticed that. There's some places where I'm like, did they ask this person to like do a bad accent on purpose?
Yeah.
I think that's just voice acting, right? For a game of this size, a AAA game, you are gonna get
a lot
some
of
duds and some fantastic. Yeah. Not everyone's Troy Baker, Nolan North, Laura Bailey. Like, if you wanted all those people, it's gonna cost you a fortune. But so I assume it's more it is side quest characters that are a little bit more. Sometimes are really like, oh, that really missed, and then sometimes really good. Again, have either of you got to the clay stuff yet? You'll know if you you'll know. That's all I'm gonna say. You'll know. Okay. Chris, you won't give a crap. I'll be honest with you. But anybody else listening who knows, you'll know that moment had me in tears. So that's all I'll say.
Oh, good. I'm glad I've got that to look forward to.
No, honestly, it's fantastic. It's so well done. So is this everything you was expecting, Amy? Was this? We spoke about Assassin's Creed last week, and I haven't really had a chance to talk to you about it. So I want to dive in and get back to you, Chris. But like, is what you've played so far the Assassin's Creed game you was expecting? Because I very much wasn't expecting much. I didn't actually want this game, if you remember me saying. I just didn't care. But they built upon it in such a way that now, obviously, it's my favourite Assassin's Creed game to date. For you so far, I realised it very early on that I love this game. Where are you at with it?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the game I was expecting, but I was super hyped for it after E3 because it was like romance options, RPG options. It's basically an RPG now. Like I was like, hell fucking yeah. That's what I want from an Assassin's Creed game. Yeah. So like all the new stuff, like I've only touched upon a couple of bits, but that is really interesting. Cool. And I am enjoying it.
Cool. Crash, gush a little bit more. Like, let's talk about, you just said something that I think we both agree on, which is it's a lot of half steps in this game, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because it's a half step in the right direction, but it doesn't take a full step with its romance options. I don't think it's a full step with its bounty system, a few other things that I don't want to get too into just for spoilers. I feel like even with side quests, as much as I love the side quests and I think they're fantastic, some of them are a huge leap forward for gaming. Some of them are very much a baby step forward because some of them are just sort of mundane tasks. And like you said, the voice acting is not great. Where are you at? Is there anything else you think that's a half step in this game?
There's a lot. Okay, so my thing with it is, if I didn't play a lot of other games, I think I would view this game a lot better.
That makes
sense.
Like
with the romance options and all this other stuff, I'm like, I've played Mass Effect, and my opinion when like we got the boat, I was like, oh, maybe I'm gonna get people and put them in my crew, and then I'll be able to interact with them like that and do loyalty missions and all that stuff. And it's like, it's not really like that. And all the romances are kind of like side stuff, not really anything's like super in the main story.
Yeah,
it's all like side quest related.
Yeah.
If I like, if I didn't play a Mass Effect, if I didn't play Shadows of War, if I
Witcher.
didn't play a Witcher, the
Yeah.
side quests. I was playing through the side quests, and some parts of the side quests was like, oh, this is really like reminiscent of Witcher, and then other part like it could be a lot better.
Yeah.
But this makes me really hopeful for like the sequel to this, whatever they make next.
Yeah, again, I don't think it's necessarily, it's not bad. And obviously, you can't go on one foot saying it's the best Assassin's Creed game you've ever played. Again, I've played 1, 2, Origins, this. And then like go on and say, oh, but it's half steps. What I mean by that is it's such a good step in the right direction. It's so well done. It's so good. But I do think it could be better. Like there's so much more room.
Where it could go.
Exactly. There's so much more room for improvement that can only make the next Assassin's Creed game that we really hope's in Japan.
Exactly. Oh, dude.
I love how both of you are just like, imagine all the systems we're talking about, imagine everything we're saying, but with a full step forward and not a half step. But what I will say is, I very much was worried about the fact that this game could have been tacked on stuff. I don't feel like it's tacked on. I think it's done well enough, but I feel like this is the difference between having a year between games and having 3 years between games or 2 years between games. It needed more time in the oven, I think, for those mechanics to be super baked in and super girthy and lengthy, and what I wanted to happen. Yeah.
I disagree.
Then talk to me.
So, let me put the words together for a second. I feel like a lot of what was in this game was sort of reliant on what Origins was. Okay. And maybe you're right, if there was another year it would have been that way. But I feel like Ubisoft still had a whole studio making this game.
True.
That wasn't the other studio.
True.
So I think like about halfway through they were like, well, Origins is shaping up to be something really special. Let's sort of dial back on some of the stuff we wanted and gear it more towards that way.
Got you. Okay.
It's sort of how I feel with it.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree. I don't think I'm not. It's not an excuse, and I think that's what you're saying. Is like it's not an excuse, but it is a case of more time in the oven. I generally think.
Yeah,
But again, I think that comes back to what I was saying in the first place about this whole game, which was, I don't need it. I don't want it. Let's sit on Origins for another year. Give me more quests. Give me more content for that, and I would have been perfectly fine. Then this game drops, Odyssey, and it is full romance, and it is full this, that, the other. And then I feel like this game goes from even better than what I already think it is.
It goes from being the best Assassin's Creed ever to being the best Assassin's Creed
ever. Yeah, it's
ever.
Hard. It's hard. But yeah, it's hard when you say something like that. But then again, I have a very love-hate relationship with Assassin's Creed. Didn't enjoy 1, loved 2. I say I love 2. Everyone loved 2. So I feel like I sort of got caught up in the whirlwind of that. Because I didn't like Assassin's Creed. And it's such a better game now with Origins and Odyssey being an RPG and stuff than it ever was with those old games. My opinion. A lot of Assassin's Creed hardcore disagree. Crash is pulling faces. What are you trying to say?
I don't necessarily disagree with you, but I think there could be a super valid argument that the other ones are better.
You gonna make that argument?
It's more linear.
Yeah.
It's open world, but it's linear. There's no level stuff. You don't have to go and do off.
Yeah, but I like that.
God knows. Yeah, but that's not what Assassin's Creed is.
Well, but it is now.
I have quite a few friends who are really into Assassin's Creed. Hated Origins.
Yeah, but
absolutely hated it.
They're not very smart people, are they?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Well then, this just became a whole different type of podcast.
Got ya. All right, I understand what you're saying. Fair enough. Let's leave the Assassin's Creed talk there. Anybody else been planning anything else, Amy? Anything else you've been planning apart from Assassins?
God. Yeah.
Oh wow. Here
Forza
we go.
Horizon 4.
Oh yeah. Someone that actually can talk about Forza that may like it more than me and Crash. Go on, talk to me.
Yeah. I mean, it's more Forza Horizon, right? Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I love all of them. Super weird to be driving around Edinburgh because I've actually been to Edinburgh. So when I'm driving around, it's like places that I've been. I recognize it, and that's always weird for me in a game because games generally aren't set in places that I've been to.
Got ya.
But for a game, it's really enjoyable. I like the fact that they've replaced the in Forza Horizon 3 where you built your own festival, which didn't really amount to much. I like the fact that they've replaced that with like stories, like the becoming a stunt driver in a movie and doing like the taxi missions and stuff like that.
Didn't get that far, so wouldn't know.
Yeah, I've played it for about 8 to 10 hours.
Oh,
so
nice.
far.
Okay.
Still love driver tours. Still love the fact that driver tours are a thing.
I agree. They're fantastic. They add a whole new layer to driving games for me because it's the way you're playing, and I can see that if you play as an aggressive driver, that is how your avatar plays. Stuff like that is cool. It is cool.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a full-blown rivalry with your driver fix, even though you've never been in my game and we never played it. It's like you're always there.
Am I winning though? Am I getting close?
Well, we're battling it out, but
okay.
I'm
not winning.
That's all I'm going to say.
That was a kind way of saying I'm definitely not winning.
Definitely.
Okay, so you've played it a lot longer than me and Kresh have, and me and Kresh had a ton of gripes. I'll start off, but does it get any harder? Like, I felt going through the game at the start, it's very much you finish first, you finish second, you finish third, you finish fifth. And it still didn't really matter. It never felt like it mattered if I came first or fifth. The significance of how many credits I was getting didn't seem to differ that much. Does that change 10 hours in?
Not really, no. It's one of the things that I noticed. Like it does start off super easy, and then it starts like if you start winning all your races, it's like, hey, you're winning all your races. You should turn the difficulty up. Do you want to do that now? But in terms of like the influence, which is like the progression bar almost, there were times where I'd finish first and get less influence purely because like if I finished second or third, but I was because you get like points for like near misses and perfect passes. Yeah. Like if I was getting more of that stuff, sometimes I could get more influence from doing that. Okay. It seems to be set up in a way where
everyone's
the game
just
wants you. Yeah, the game just wants you to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
So instead of necessarily being like you have to like go and do all these races, it's like, oh no, you can do the races, or you could just drive around, or you can go and see all the cool sights. So you can do stunts, which are my favorite things ever. I love the danger signs, just crashing through, like jumping like 200 meters across a fucking waterfall or something.
So I can't really remember. It was a whole week ago, so now I can't remember. Like I haven't played it since.
A week is a long time in this job.
Oh, dude. I haven't played it since, but I remember. Have you played any of the multiplayer yet?
No, not really. No.
The multiplayer modes are atrocious for me. Honestly, the zombie mode and the tag mode and the King Castle mode, not very good. Not very good at all. So I'd be interested to see what you think of that.
Wow.
Kresh, can you remember anything else you had a gripe with that you'd like to ask Amy?
I think the progression was probably the biggest one. Other than that.
Have you played any multiplayer? Have you played it with your friends at all?
No, it's just been a single player thing for me. So single player with driver towers. So
okay. Okay, that's interesting.
I mean, I don't think there's that much you can really like shit on the game, really, because I think it's a good game at the end of the day.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, it's a fantastic game. Let me, and again, we got me and Chris got eaten alive last week in the YouTube comments by one gentleman who really didn't like our opinion, which you're more power to you. If you don't like our opinion, that's absolutely fine. And yes, sir, I do own the Switch. And so does Crash. But yeah, it wasn't that we wasn't saying the game wasn't fantastic. It was just saying that the tutorial. Did you not think the tutorial was a little bit lengthy, Amy?
Yes, I do. It goes on for so long.
So that's a fair point to make. What about the character models? Did you
absolutely fucking terrible. Like when I went into that character creator, I was like, yes, character creation. And you know me, we've talked about this so many times. That's one of my things. I love character creators. And then it was like you get picked between like 10 stock models. Like what the fuck? And I can't even edit the model.
Yeah.
It doesn't even let you mix and match. Like, at least
Like-
let me mix and match the pieces.
Yeah.
Like, why do all the chicks have blonde hair? Like, what's going on?
Excuse me, the mixed race chick has brown hair, and that's who I picked.
Sorry.
So,
Oh,
not
sorry.
all the chicks. Let's get
All
that
right.
right.
Where's my red hair representation?
I-
That's what I want to know.
I'm totally with you. Totally with. It sounds like such stupid things to complain about in a driving game, but it's so heavily there. Your model, the person that
See
you
it all
want
the
you to
time.
be.
Every
They-
race you finish, your character's there.
They've done a lot to try and put your character like actually in the game.
Yeah.
So you can see them.
So why not let us customize them?
Yeah. But you have no ownership over them.
Yeah, it's annoying. Okay, so Forza, Assassin's Creed. I've been playing a little bit more Rainbow. You're probably bored of hearing about that. I can officially say that I have the Starlink toys in my house. I'm not allowed to show you them on video, but I can say that I have the toys. Don't have the game yet, but I have the toys.
So he's just playing with them like.
No, I've not even. I'm waiting for Hayley to get home so she can help me shoot an unboxing video.
Please tell me in that unboxing video you are going to play like Star Wars or something. With them.
I'm going to tell you right now that I will throw one because they're actually really durable. They're actually like you can tread on them, and I can't really go into details yet because embargoes. So I'm not allowed to review it. So that's an impression because I already played it, and that is my impression, not a review. But Jesus, embargoes. But I can't wait to talk about the game a bit more. I can't wait to actually get my hands on it and play with it myself in my own living room and show you guys. So yeah, keep an eye out for that if you want my impressions on Starlink. Coming soon. Everyone else will be playing Call of Duty. Not this guy. But yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that in a little bit. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Jesus Christ. Where am I? Jesus, what's been? But let's get into the topic of the show this week. Oh my god, topic of the show. 21 minutes in, guys. 21 minutes in, we get to topic of the show. Sure.
It's almost like there's tons of games coming out or something.
I mean, Jesus. Sources say Microsoft is close to buying Obsidian. Microsoft is finalizing a deal to acquire the independent development studio Obsidian Entertainment, according to 3 people briefed on the negotiations. We don't know if the ink is on the paper yet, and plenty of major acquisition deals have fallen through in the final hours, but those close to the company believe it's all but done. One person with knowledge has told Kotaku they'd heard it's about 90% finished. The second person said it's a matter of when and not if. Obsidian, best known for its work on critically acclaimed role-playing games like Knights of the Old Republic 2 and Fallout New Vegas, have been independent since 2013. Guys,
2003.
this is... What?
2003.
What did I say?
2013.
Oh, I meant 2003. That's what I meant, alright? Thank you. What do we think of this? I mean, I never played Knights of the Old Republic because I didn't care about Star Wars, and I never played Fallout New Vegas because I didn't care about Fallout back then. So I've heard these fantastic and magical things about these games and how good they are, but I don't know. So I have to come to you guys. Amy, we'll start with you because I know how important this one is. But let's start off, before we get into actually Obsidian, how important is it for Microsoft to actually buy and own a dedicated RPG team?
Really important. I mean, do they have one? Like, they've got the Playground Games team 2 or whatever, like if they changed the name or something, but apart from that, they don't really have any. And Obsidian have obviously made a bunch of other games. They made South Park, Stick of Truth.
Stick of Truth, yes. Which was fantastic.
Okay,
which was brilliant. So like they're kind of known for doing like stuff for other people's franchises like KOTOR 2 and New Vegas, but they can do a lot of different things. They do the Divinity. No, that's not them. They do a CRPG, Pillars of Eternity. So they do like a CRPG as well.
Okay.
So they really are like the RPG guys. But they can do different types of RPG. So it'll be interesting to see if Microsoft is buying them. Which it seems like.
Let me just add rumors. Everything is rumors at this point. There's no insider knowledge. There's nothing like that. It is totally speculation and rumors. And this is just Kotaku doing some great reporting by Jason Schreier. So,
as always, it's always Jason. But the fact that I'd be really interested to see what Microsoft gets them to work on next. whether they're gonna put them to work like more focused on PC stuff, like with Pillars of Eternity, or if they're gonna maybe get them to do something for them, like specifically maybe a Fable game made by some RPG guys.
So the rumors have been that Fable's already being worked on, right? And it's meant to be being done by Playground. So do you think that possibly Obsidian were already contracted in to come and help on Fable with Playground? Maybe. I could be totally blowing out my arse here. And then Microsoft have been like, oh, cool, you guys are really good at this. Funny enough, you've worked on all these fantastic games. No shit. How do you feel about being owned? And then they've been like, well, yeah, we almost went out of business
Twice.
a couple of years ago, and again, you've listed, I've just brought up their full list of things, and you've got it all right. I think the only one you missed off there was, is it Dungeon Siege 3, Alpha Protocol, they did the Tanks game. So they've done enough to prove how good they are. And I think the three big ones are obviously Fallout New Vegas, Knights of the Old Republic, and South Park for me. They're the ones. I only played one of those games, South Park being the better of the two South Park games out there, which obviously helps. But I don't think we can underestimate how important this is for Microsoft as much as it is for Obsidian. Microsoft need more studios. Not that they need more, but I feel that they should have more due to some of the news we're going to get into later, due to the fact that we're going to Game Pass, due to just what they are building now. They are building something bigger than just Xbox, and I think that's something that's important as well. And you brought it up, Amy, which is maybe they're working on a PC game.
Yeah.
Like, it could totally be that. Chris, where do you come down on Obsidian? Have you played any of the games that we've spoken about? Are you familiar with their work?
I played very little Fallout New Vegas. Other than I played Stick of Truth. Other than that, I haven't really played too much. Yeah. I think this would be a good acquisition, but my thing is, I don't know how good the quality of game would be. I don't want to say that they're a bad developer. But I feel like Microsoft, with their next few games they release, really need to hit it out of the park.
Well, we need Horizon Zero Dawn.
Exactly.
That's what the comparisons have been, haven't they? This is what everyone's saying. It's like, okay, cool. They're doing this. This is going to be great, but it does need that quality control. But that's something that Microsoft can do.
100%.
I agree with you. No, go on.
They also have a few other developers, so who knows what they're doing. And if they do those quality games, then this will be a perfect studio to cover a niche, a section that might not appeal to all Xbox fans, but will sell enough to sort of warrant this buy.
Yeah. I mean, I think the perfect place to announce this is XO. Obviously, this would be... Unfortunately, it leaked. Because could you imagine the pop if...
It'd be huge.
If this didn't leak? Like,
would it be like E3 all over again, right?
I mean, probably not as big because they had like 5.
Them. It's like,
like obviously I'm happy that we're knowing it. It's cool to know. It's cool to Jason doing some great work. But the pop for this, for me, I can imagine the excitement of me screaming while watching it and the reaction trailers and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm really interested. Like really, really, really interested to see how this plays out and see what's done, see what they come up with, because I think that they work on Fable with whoever's working on Fable in the internal studios, then they get their own project. That's my thought process.
Unless the rumors were wrong and Playground are working on their own thing.
I mean, that's
after all, that's what we wanted, right?
I mean, that's maybe what you wanted. I was totally down for Fable.
I mean, if we were getting Fable either way, but if Playground Games is making an open world game that we don't know anything about.
Yeah. Well, the whole rumors was it was an RPG. So how many RPGs do we actually need from Microsoft first party, though?
I mean, more than the 0 we get. So, I mean, even if it's just 2, like, that's still not saturated.
No.
Yeah. You also have to remember the open world RPG kind of holds a lot of stuff underneath it. Because, like, Assassin's Creed is technically an open world RPG.
Yeah, 100%.
Horizon Zero Dawn is... God of War technically was. Like, it follows a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it was, I guess it would fall under it, yeah. I can totally see that.
So, that's a very broad statement.
True. True.
So.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear more about this. I can't wait for it to get announced if it does get announced, but we'll just have to wait and see. Patreon producer this month is your boy Mike Lynch. Mike, thank you very much for the support. No more ad reads. We've changed that tier to Patreon producer. So
Okay.
yeah, Mike makes this. If anyone doesn't know what a producer is, it's pretty much the person who funds things to happen. Mike Lynch has been doing that for 3 years plus. Without him, this show doesn't happen. So go show that boy some love. I will still be shouting out his Twitch channel and his weird Twitter with the numbers at the end. But thank you to Mike Lynch. Boy, we're a long way into this show. Coming soon, Amy. Coming soon.
Oh,
What you
yeah, I've
for
got a
me?
thing, right? Okay. Did you know that on October 12th...
That's
Call of Duty-
copyrighted. Go on.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4
It's
is
coming.
coming out on October 12th.
So let's hold it there for just a second. Who's getting it?
Me.
Don't raise your hand on a podcast, god damn it.
Me.
You know I like to make things awkward for you.
Jesus. Are you both still super excited? I know the more we talk that Crash is definitely super excited. But Amy,
I mean,
where are you at?
I'm more excited now that I've played the Blackout beta.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't give a
Yeah.
shit before I played that. Like,
Got ya. I just don't care. And I'll be honest with you, I was watching Shroud today. A couple of I watch his YouTube channel and stuff like that, and he was like saying how that's always going to be planned for the next 1,000 hours and and I was like, man, am I missing something? As much as I played a little bit of Blackout, but it come at a really bad time for me at the time when we were playing it, and
Yeah.
but I played it and it was fun and it was Call of Duty and that's cool, but did I miss something? Did I not play enough of it?
I don't think that's what it is. I think a lot of the bigger names out there that are super hyped for it got their starts in Call of Duty. So
makes
for
true.
a lot of
That's-
them, it's
yeah.
a nostalgia trip
Got ya.
for a lot of people.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
That does make sense, especially the people I watch that are third person shooters, mainly first. But yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
For me, it's just a battle royale experience that's not janky as fuck, and also isn't Fortnite, which I'm not into. So
yeah,
No building.
no building.
I like it.
We're hashtag team no building over here. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I do agree with you. It's hard. It's hard for me. I don't know. It comes out tonight, and I'm like, maybe I'll buy it and then just play it tonight. But then I'm like, I can totally go one way or the other. I've got Starlink, hopefully, sitting there where I'm like, cool, I need to get that done for work. And then, like, I've got Call of Duty that I want to stream. So it's like, do I get it? I'm just like, oh, I really don't know what to do. Hard.
I mean-
Oh, my life's so hard. Woe is
Oh my
me.
God.
Woe is me.
Strangers.
Too many
What
video
games do I play?
games.
I've got too many games to play. Oh god.
And
I
then
say
in
that
about a
every
month,
week,
Fix will
like-
be like, in about a month, Fix will be like, I have nothing to play, guys.
Ah,
What's going on?
Like get to January, just like fuck's sake, I've got nothing to play. Like,
I think you're forgetting what comes out in January, mate.
yeah, at the end of January, you got that whole run up
I-
to fill in
Oh,
January.
oh, don't.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna play Resident Evil 2 that whole run up. I'm Resident Evil month in that month. That is just gonna be Resident Evil all day, every day. I'm even gonna go to Chris. I'm gonna go to New York and make Chris finish 5 with
Oh.
me. That's what I'm gonna do. That's like part of the plan.
Wow, okay.
Yeah,
Fix,
just tie
I
him up.
promise you,
Go on.
January we can finish 5. in
Oh
January.
wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, you've said that on this podcast. I will clip this out and make it
Witness.
happen.
Ja-
Scout's honor.
Scouts honor. Yeah, Scouts honor. January we can finish it.
Amy, carry on. We're coming soon.
Okay, everything else is October 16th. So there's Starlink, Battle for Atlas.
Yep.
We've also got Lego DC Supervillains.
Yep.
Anyone care about Lego games anymore?
Not anymore.
No.
I used to. I remember buying my Xbox One day one with Lego Marvel Heroes. Me and Haley loved them. I played the Indiana Jones one. I played the... Oh, crap. What was the one that come with Kung Fu Panda? Was that Indiana Jones? Maybe that was Indiana Jones. There was one that was a package deal that CEX used to sell for like £1.50 because they weren't allowed to sell it. And then you used to be able to sell it on eBay for like 15 quid. So I used to do that every time they got one in. I'd go in there and buy it and then sell it on eBay. Yeah, I hustle. Patreon.com/MC
Yeah,
Fixer.
that sounds...
Yeah,
That sounds exactly like
no,
it.
I like the thought of this game, but I just know I'll never get to it. With everything
Yeah.
else that's coming out,
Yeah.
Red Dead,
That's
Call of
about
Duty, big games that I actually care about. No, I just don't think I'll get to it, unfortunately.
Fair enough. I've also got NBA 2K Playgrounds 2, just coming out on October 16th.
This needs to get in Game Pass as quick as it can, because
Yeah.
I'm totally down to play this game. Unfortunately, I am not down to pay the $25-$30 that it is. But as soon as this comes to Game Pass, I'm in.
Yeah,
Which is a really shitty thing to say.
I feel like games like that should be free to play with some sort of microtransactions in them.
Well,
Get more of a player base.
2K took it over, didn't they? Now they're the one publishing it now, so that's
It'll
not
have
gonna
microtransactions.
It's gonna have microtransactions,
So
but
it'll
it
be
might be
microtransactions.
but it
Like, I
definitely
think
ain't
you have
gonna
to
be
strike
free.
a balance. I don't think they know how to.
They're struggling, definitely struggling. But yeah, I like basketball games, and I like arcadey basketball games. Me and Chris played it. We didn't get to play against each other because it was a weird tutorial. Again, games with weird tutorials.
Always.
They fuck us over.
If your game is a multiplayer or co-op game, don't have a long tutorial.
Oh,
Please,
God,
just like
yeah.
a match.
Yeah.
Just like put your toe in, and then it's like, here you go, do what you want.
Yeah. You've taught
You
me the
want to
basics.
scroll around?
I'm good.
Scroll around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember trying to stream Vermintide 2, and like it was so awkward because all of us had to play through a like hour-long tutorial solo.
It's annoying.
You could role play like you guys are in the same match. That's what that game's about.
Two more games is also The Hunter, Call of the Wild, for anyone who likes super immersive open world hunting experiences.
Got ya.
Yeah, I figured there'd be no takers on that one. And Warriors Orochi 4,
Yeah,
which is a crossover between Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors, and it's still the exact same type of game.
Oh, okay. Well, good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Weird.
Let's get into the news. We had some huge news drop. This could easily have been topic of the show this week. Some huge news drop over the fact that Xbox xCloud is real. It's a real thing. Microsoft xCloud will be as good as our console offerings, but won't replace it, they've said. Microsoft finally revealed their long-rumoured Project xCloud for game streaming. While it is in early days still, with public trials scheduled to begin next year, they did provide some specifications for internal and the test environment required a 10 megabit internet connection. While speaking to Wired, they had the chance to speak to Microsoft Corporation's VP of Xbox Software Engineering, Kareem Chowdhury.
That's a long title.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Not Cal. Chowdhury and General Manager Kevin Pelly. Give me that
Sure.
one. Yeah?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Lachapelle.
Yeah, I'll take it. They stressed that xCloud will basically be as good as playing on an Xbox console. Chowdhury said, quote, "We're really proud with what we've been able to do in our console ecosystem, and for us to make cloud offering that fell short of everything that we have, there's just wasn't going to be good enough for us. We didn't crack the bits, they didn't repackage it, they didn't reopen it, they didn't put cloud specific restrictions on it. It's the same experience." I can't call bullshit yet, but I really want to call bullshit. Not that I want to be mean, but yeah. So for those who don't know what this is, because that didn't really help, this is, which was because this was the article I chose just because there was words in it. Everyone else broke it down, but I can break it down pretty easily, which is, this is Xbox's streaming service as if it's like a Netflix app or something of that nature. But it's all done in the cloud. They have got if you've not watched the trailer, I've got a YouTube video up, youtube.com/mcfixer, of me breaking the whole thing down. I really like the idea of cloud-based gaming on all devices, because this is something that I thought Smart Glass was doing already. That was what I wanted Smart Glass to do. When it has the streaming, but it's still not perfect. If you're saying to me this is going to be perfect, and Haley can watch TV, and she's watching Gossip Girl at the moment for the 5th time over, and I'm just like, this is bullshit. Why the fuck are you watching this? But I don't have to worry about it. I can stream Assassin's Creed to my phone and play it with no hindrance. I'm in. There's no problems there. If I can stream it to my PC, my phone, on Kind of Funny Games Daily, they were saying Switch. If you could stream this to your Switch, oh my goodness, I'd cry. That would be ridiculous. But where do you guys come down? Krish, where do you come down on this whole cloud-based gaming?
I think it's a really good move. I think most gaming for most people is done on their phone.
Yeah.
So I think this is a smart move on Microsoft's part. The only thing that I would be a little bit worried about would be the price point for this service.
So yeah, so again, someone commented on my video saying it's free, and I was like, "There's
It's
no
not.
way this is free."
No, it's really expensive. Like Google's trying to do the same thing with the streaming games.
Yeah.
They require 30 megabytes, and they're like,
No,
it's
20.
Is it 20?
Theirs
Okay,
is 20. Yeah.
And it's supposed to be around like $300 a year. I was gonna say a month. No,
Really? That's really expensive.
yeah, it's expensive because it's expensive for this type of technology and to do it. Because you have to remember we're early on in like the point of this being successful.
Yeah.
So I'd be a little bit worried on the price point. I was talking about this with Ben, and he brought up a really good point of this being bundled with Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold for like a premium thing, which is why we haven't seen that done yet.
That would make a lot of sense.
Maybe they were waiting for this.
So
yeah.
Okay, let's speculate then, because you're saying it's expensive. I don't think Xbox will go crazy. I don't think they'll price themselves out of it. What do you think? A year's worth of Game Pass, a year's Xbox Live Game Gold, and a year's streaming. What would you pay? What would you be willing to pay, Amy?
What I'm willing to pay?
Yeah.
I don't even know how much I pay now.
So what you got to think? Game Pass. Game Pass is £8 a month. A year of gold at retail you can get it cheaper, but it's £60. No, £40. 40, 50. 50. Oh fuck! I think it's £40 for the. I think it's £40 for the year, £8 a month for Game Pass, and then this streaming service. So you're looking at, I think it's 120 for a year's of Game Pass with that deals roughly. I'm doing quick maths here, so you're looking at probably about £300 a month, a year.
Yeah.
But that's for every. Would you do that for everything?
Would I do that?
Yes.
No.
Got it.
I'm probably not the target audience for this, to be fair.
Got you.
It's a good idea. It's a great idea because you could bring in you bring a ton of people into the Xbox ecosystem without forcing them to buy an Xbox, right? Like 450 quid for an Xbox. But like for me personally, what would I be willing to pay? Nothing, because I don't want it.
Okay.
But
so this does
that's not me
nothing
saying.
for you.
That's not me saying it's a shit idea.
No,
it's
no,
actually
no.
a really good idea. Just I won't be getting it.
So you wouldn't replace this for your console?
No, definitely not.
Got ya. Crash, what about you? Is this something that interests you?
No, I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm
Interesting,
not a huge fan of playing games on the go in general.
Got ya.
Like I have a Switch, and that's a home console for me. That's not a take it to go.
Yeah, the furthest I go with my Switch is to when I want to lie down. Like
Exactly. So this doesn't really do much. I could see myself getting interested in this in the future when I want to replace my One X.
When you get a girlfriend, trust me, you're definitely gonna
Exactly.
want it.
I mean, there is an argument to be said. Like, ask me again when the next Xbox is coming.
Exactly.
What I'd be willing to pay for this instead of buying a new Xbox like outright. So
Yeah.
it might be a good replacement.
Then again, we have the pay in installments thing coming for the new Xbox.
Americans
so even
do, yeah.
then,
Yeah, you do.
We haven't got it yet.
Right.
I mean, I'll pay for that for sure. But...
So even then, it's sort of I don't know. I think this will be a cool thing to bring out slowly. Again, I don't think Microsoft would expect like huge immediate income from this.
No, but I don't think they did from Game Pass. And look how that blew up.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to bring up.
Yeah.
I think it'll be like a slow increment and slowly like improve it.
I think that's what happens when you market things right, though. Not, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but when you give dummies like me a fucking 3 years to give away, and then it's like, I'm going to use a weird analogy here, but it's like giving crackheads crack at the end of the day. It's like you get them in, and then it's like, well, shit, I can't live without this thing. I could have did a totally different analogy like food,
Exactly.
but, sorry. I've been watching Power. It's what happens. Yeah, like, for me, it's like, as long as they market it correctly and do a month free, and which they will, because everything comes with a month free nowadays, and then really shows you the power of this. For me, I need this. Like, I need this. This isn't even and I own 2 Xboxes in my house. I have a PC. No, I need this. There are so many times that I want to be laying in bed playing Xbox where I'm just like, I can't. And I'm with you guys. I use my Switch all the time on the go. Like, it's just, that's what I do. Like, and that was always what I wanted. That's why I bought a Vita. That's why I bought a Switch. That's why Vita never worked for me, because it wasn't Xbox. I've always wanted an Xbox handheld. Who needs an Xbox handheld when you have this? If it works.
Right.
Big preference on this, if it works, which we haven't even got into yet.
10 megabits internet connection for like full lag-free in-game streaming.
I mean, it can be done, but I think the thing to remember with 10 megabits, though, 10 megabits is a lot. It's like, again, people don't use it correctly. Like, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I remember, like, even dial-up. Like, the thing about dial-up and what it could do, I know it took long and it was slow, but obviously we're beyond that, and that's at the lowest. Remember, if you've got, our phones do ridiculous amounts of speed. I think my phone hotspot is like 40. So you're not going to have a problem there with your phone on the go. I think the funny thing about this is going to be data caps for phone companies, because I've got unlimited. So my contract is unlimited everything, and I pay like, because it's SIM-only contract, and they can't get rid of me because I'm in that service. Like, they try and get me off it all the time. Like, oh, you only use 30 gig. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm like, you made me sign this contract. They're gonna hate me when this comes out, because I'm just gonna, I don't care, I'll leave it on. Don't bother me. I ain't paying for it. But yeah, I'm someone that I like to spend time with my fiance, obviously. But we are very good at being two people together while separate. We did this with Assassin's Creed. We both played Assassin's Creed next to each other. It felt like we were spending time together. We weren't spending time together. We both had headphones on. We used to, like, I gave her a little hug every now and then, and that's something that I miss, being over here in my little corner. Like, you don't get to, there's not that reach of like, oh, I love you. With this, it's like, all right, cool. What are you doing? I'm watching TV. Cool. I'll come sit next to you and play whatever the hell I want on my phone or computer. Yeah, sorry, that was a bit of a tangent.
No, that's it makes perfect sense. So,
for me, it's a must-have. If it works, it's a must-have. I'm scared of the price point, because I'm stingy and don't have a lot of money. I'm not even stingy; I just don't have a lot of money, so I can't spend a lot of money. So I would be concerned about that. But £300 to me is too much money. Number one,
I don't think it'll be.
But I'm saying that was for everything, though.
Yeah.
So you got to think, a year's worth of Game Pass, even if they did it with 2 months free, that's £100.
Yeah.
And then games with Xbox Live Gold is £40. That's 140. So maybe if they did it for 200, I could be okay with that. £60.
240, maybe.
I could not see. I'm not feeling 240. £200. I'm feeling, but again, it needs to have a yearly option. That's the one thing that I hate about Game Pass right now, is because they're scared they're going to scare people off. But I actually get more scared the fact that I can't pay for it. I don't want a monthly thing coming out my bank. I'm broke. I'd rather save up all the money and then give you it. Simple.
Yeah.
That's just how I work, though. I still work like a 16-year-old at college, I think. Like, but I'm like, no, bills, no. I just sort of, take the money now. I don't want to think about it as it comes along. But yeah, I can't wait. I hope this is a big deal. So yeah, that's just me, though. Next news story. Oh no, I've gone to the wrong one. Halo Infinite won't be at XO18, says 343's community manager. Crash, what do you think of that?
I'm not surprised.
Nah, cool bullshit. It's definitely gonna be there. Definitely gonna be there.
You think so?
100%.
No, it's not.
I think what?
Yeah, I think that's an E3.
Even when I heard that XO18 was going to be a thing, I was like, it's never going to be Halo. It's not going to be there.
You don't think Halo's gonna be there?
No.
No.
I don't think they've got anything to show. Or anything they would want to show.
Crash doesn't like it when I bet with him, but Amy, I would totally take this bet with you.
Yeah, sure.
So,
do you want to watch the stakes?
My bet is always run in Twitch mode, so I will bet you a $10 Twitch emote sub. So you better have a $10 emote. That we 100% will see Halo at XO18.
When's XO18?
Next month? November?
No, sure. No problem.
November.
Yeah, okay.
Just a question.
Please.
Does the name count?
Halo. I said Halo. I didn't say anything else.
Okay.
You will see Halo at XO18. I didn't say you say Halo Infinite.
I want to take.
I didn't say you see Halo Infinite.
I want to take this bet.
I'll take the bet. Bring it on.
Cool. Let's do it. The community manager did go on to say, I'd love to start getting more info out there, but we're talking internally about about what, when, where, and how, but nothing currently planned for XO18. There is no way on earth you have an Xbox event and don't bring something Halo. Something. There's no way. I don't care. You're rebranding this new event. It's a big deal to fans. It's out in New Mexico, and you're not going to bring something Halo? You are. You are.
I have a train of thought. Let me take you down the path.
Let's go. Take me.
Microsoft having trouble with its games, right? People complaining. You really only got Halo. You really only got Gears of War.
That's true. Yeah.
Microsoft announces a new event.
Yeah.
Microsoft wants to distance themselves from this image by showing off different games and different stuff they're investing in. You don't do that by bringing out Halo and then Halo end up being the biggest thing they show off there.
That's a good point. It's a very, very good point. It's a valid argument. But you're wrong.
Okay.
We'll find out.
Whatever you say.
We will find out. I can't wait. Love a bet. Love a good bet. Next news story, how Fallout 76 microtransactions and atoms work. I got this one from GameSpot. They did a great job here. Microtransactions currently in Fallout 76 is called Atoms. Bethesda boss, I did say that right? Atoms, A-T-O-M-S.
You did.
Bethesda boss Pete Hines told Microsoft's Larry Herb, Major Nelson, jeez, I mixed like two names in there. Larry Major Nelson Herb. These atoms can be spent on things like new outfits, skins. You can earn these atoms in the game by completing tasks, or you can buy them outright with real money. Bethesda hasn't yet provided any specifics on atoms pricing. However, whatever the case, Hines suggested Bethesda will be generous with atoms, telling Major Nelson that Fallout 76 will throw them at you all the time. Atoms are a thing that we use and hand out as you play the game. In quite honestly, we throw them at you all the time, he explained. You get them as little rewards leaving the vault, or for the first time you kill a creature, or first time you pick fruits or vegetables for something. And it goes on just to explain what atoms are. Anyone that pre-orders Fallout 76 on Xbox One will get 500 atoms right away, but how much value that really offers, we do not know. Guys, I've been watching the preview coverage for Fallout 76. Guys, I need to bite my tongue and tell you all, I am not buying this game. It doesn't look good. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't feel good. Nothing about it seems right. Which is super upsetting and super worrying. It's like super annoying. I'm not frustrated at the devs or nothing like that, because they're trying something new and hopefully it turns out. But from what everyone is explaining of what Fallout 76 is finally, oh god, no thank you. Have either of you seen in the preview coverage?
No, I've been avoiding it.
You need to go see it. If you're thinking about buying this game, go to IGN or GameSpot. I've watched a couple now. It sounds very empty. And I think that was always the thing we were going to be scared of in this game, because Fallout's always full of stuff. But it sounds like it is literally just you running around the world with your friends, killing creatures, building bases. That's it. With a computer terminal giving you your quests, because all the human characters in the world are
trying to kill you.
Are real people. But apparently even the trying to kill you is not even really a big thing anymore. It's not a big thing. They've sorted out griefing. So they haven't even got that bit of fun. Rust. Rust is one of the funnest games I've ever played. It's also one of the most infuriating games that I've ever played. But it does have that balance between it where if you want to put so many hours into it, you're going to have a lot of fun. And if you want to play it the way me and Chris played it, which is for a couple of hours, thinking you've done the best thing, you actually haven't. And it's as simple as that. It's one of those games that you make your own enjoyment. You make your own fun. And I don't think the Fallout world is very good for that, in my opinion. The Fallout world, to me, isn't make your own fun. It's going on these side quests and going on these missions across the world and experience these funny moments. And I feel like you can still have those moments, but the more and more it sounds like, the more it sounds like is you're going to be very lonely and quite bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of, it didn't strike me as anything I particularly wanted after we saw it at E3.
See,
To be fair.
to me, it's everything that I wanted, because I wanted that survival game. But even like I was watching a GameSpot video and they were saying about the menus in the game. The menus in Fallout have always been quite poor, in my opinion.
Yeah, terrible.
And they're not any better in this. And the problem with that is you can have poor menus when I don't need to be in them all the time. In this, I need to be in them because I need to be eating and drinking and cooking. And the fact that your menus are not that great doesn't help me want to do that. Everything I'm hearing sounds negative, and everything I'm hearing sounds bad, and it just doesn't sound like a game that I want to spend £60 on.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, I'll still be picking it up. I rent games, so
Yeah.
I'm not really that bothered. So I'll still be picking it up and try it out, but I mean, I've not really had a hype for it, like, since it was announced.
Yeah, I just...
That's one of the reasons why I haven't watched the preview coverage, because I'm just like, I'm not really that bothered.
Yeah, I get
Red
that.
Dead. Red Dead's happening.
Yeah, but as a content creator, you can't live on Red Dead forever.
No,
you could if you just want to be a Red Dead
You probably
person,
could,
but yeah, I probably will still play this. My game share is a huge Fallout fan, so I can totally see him buying it, and that's why I get to say these sort of things. Like, I don't want to buy it and still end up playing it.
But I will still get it.
But I did that with the last 2 Call of Duty. I did that with so many games where game sharing is so good for me that it just works out that way. Crash, this is a game you've been quite critical of since day dot.
Yeah. Since day one, it really sounded to me like they didn't know what they wanted to do with the game. Like, they set out with an idea, but then they wanted it. They didn't know how they wanted to approach that. Like, one of my biggest questions from day one was, well, how's the PvP going to work?
Yeah.
And then the more you find out about that, the more it's like, okay, so it's you punish someone for wanting to do PvP in a multiplayer game. This basically seems like, well, we wanted to make a co-op Fallout game.
So you should have just done that.
A multiplayer on top of it. Yeah, I think they should have just made a co-op Fallout game. I think people would have went crazy for that. And I think that would have been cool. I think I probably would have been down for that.
Same. Like, if it was just a Fallout...
Drop in, drop out, co-op, simple, boom.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If it was just Fallout
your
4
character.
multiplayer expansion.
Yeah.
Like, anything you take from your world, I get to take into my world, and vice versa.
Building up a character, yeah.
Yeah, I get it. And then you still have the settlement building, you still have all the building stuff, you can still do all that as well. And you can do it together, so it's fun, and it's like, yeah, I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. I'm still hopeful, but just everything that I'm hearing and reading isn't sounding good, which sucks. Next news story. UK charts are in, and Forza 4 is the fastest selling game in the series so far. Quote we got here was, "We're thrilled that Forza 4 has been so well received by gamers across the UK," said Xbox UK director Harvey Eagle. What a name. Set in the beautiful, historic Britain and made by British studio Playground Games, Forza Horizon 4 is the fastest ever selling game of the Horizon series in the UK, according to the latest GfK data. We also seen a huge uplift in Xbox Game Pass subscriptions and engagement. These achievements are a settlement to the craft and ambition to the latest of the Forza franchise and the world's biggest racing IP. Congratulations to everyone at Playground on this. Obviously, like I say, I've played it. I don't think it's a bad game, just not for me. I think the numbers flying around were around 2 million. I think I saw.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. And I think that was 2 million sold, not 2 million Game Pass. So
no Game Pass included?
Apparently so. It sold very well.
So then that's really good.
Apparently it sold very well, and Game Pass subscriptions have gone up, not just one or the other. So,
all right.
Which is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I kind of wish they would sort of clarify that a bit more, because it's kind of confusing when this information first comes out.
I mean, I think if you look deep enough, you find it, and if you just want to keep it on the surface level, you don't. It's pretty much that. I don't think I would want to, if I was a business, be like, to clarify it
100%,
every single time
100%.
either. Like, the game did
I'm
well.
not a
That's all that
business,
matters.
folks.
Bye.
I'm not a business here.
I'm not a businessman here, but I get what
No,
you're saying.
I get it. I agree.
Yeah, it's just a hard one. It's a hard one for businesses to keep the hype in the game as well. But
True.
Phil's been on record saying that we've noticed that funny enough, word of mouth works. People play the game and more people talk about the game and everyone plays it, which is the perfect thing for Game Pass, it's interesting to some people. I'd say it's like, why did you buy that game? Well, what else was I going to do? Get on Game Pass? No. It's like,
Yeah, so against Game Pass for some reason.
I'm like,
I don't understand
okay.
it.
But you'll take my recommendation to get the game, but you won't go out there and play it on a place you can play it for way cheaper. And but yeah, cool.
And get 100 plus other games.
Cool.
Yeah.
Whatever helps you, whatever floats your boat. People are scared of what's new though, aren't they? That's always been the case.
Yeah, that's true.
Last news story this week, Call of Duty 2019 is in the works. Shockers, nobody. Call of Duty! As we speak, and the developers are looking to add people to their team. According to the latest job listing by Infinity Ward, it's coming next year. It's coming to the next generation consoles. Infinity Ward posted a job listing on LinkedIn, and its job description is hinting at the possible cross-gen Call of Duty game. Quote, come work with the biggest game industry brightest on the exciting unannounced next-gen title. The candidate must have a strong interest and passion for first-person shooter games. So this sparked a huge, oh my god, the consoles are coming next year. What do you guys think of that? Because I don't believe it personally.
Not for a second. Do I think those consoles are coming next year?
Yeah, I don't.
I think they get announced next year, maybe, but I don't think they're released next year.
The thing about new consoles is, like, they're coming when we start learning about them from leaks and reports and rumors. Like, remember when Xbox One, like, they announced that. Not even Scorpio, just like the original Xbox One. I can't remember what the project name was for it, but they announced that like quite early in 2013. But we pretty much knew quite a bit about it going into it, and it's the same with every new console. We knew a lot about PlayStation 4. We knew a lot about the Nintendo Switch, and I don't think we know enough.
I mean, we are hearing a lot of stuff now, though. PlayStation has just come out saying that they're working on PlayStation 5. I've heard it from people that things are going on in the background. On both fronts, so we are now starting to hear. We're
starting to hear about the consoles, but not in specifics. Like, we're not starting to hear about specs. We're not starting to hear about like specific plans. So I feel like,
guys, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to move on.
No, not at all. Like, I wasn't ready when the One X came out. I was like, this is too soon for even an upgrade to a console I already own.
I'm not ready.
It's only been 5 years. Like, let's just chill.
Dude, but that's pretty much where we're at now, aren't we? We're at 5 years is a long time.
Yeah. It's hard to judge because our last time was like 8 or 9.
I think that was a long. That was a long.
7.
That was a long life cycle. For
that wasn't a regular one. That was regular. It's like usually around 6 years.
6
so
or
this
7.
would be around the time we get an announcement.
Exactly. So what do you think? We get announced next year, the new consoles?
I think we start learning about them next year. I think we get the announcements in 2020.
And then they come out 2021.
And then they come out in 2020.
They come out 2020.
For Christmas. It'll be like the last time where they announce it in like March, April time, and then it'll be out in October, November time.
Okay. I'm cool with that. Burnout Paradise Remastered has been added to EA Access Vault, and Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 3 are now backwards compatible, which I'm super excited for that. And did someone say Hellblade Retail Edition? They tweeted this out. It is coming to retail December 4th. Games with Gold this month, you have Hitman Blood Money, Overcooked 1, Victor Vran, October 16. I almost put Ock in there, like octopus, Jesus Christ. And Stuntman Ignition from October 1st. Let's jump into Fix the Sack real quick because we've already gone long. You can email in myxboxandmepodcast@gmail.com with your questions, comments, and concerns. The first one says, hello, MC Mixer. Fuck this guy.
Really does as well.
Hello, MC Mixer, and whoever on the podcast, lol. My main issue with Forza Horizon 4 is every time I play a Forza game, it reminds me how much I want a Project Gotham slash I don't know what this game is. Anyone? Metropolis Street Racer to come back. I've never heard of that. No.
I've heard Project
Gotham. Yes.
Project Gotham, yeah.
Not the other one.
Yeah.
It's fun, but gets repetitive quickly. But boy, is it pretty! Even in frame preference mode on my Xbox X 1080p. Sorry, I'm reading this poorly. As to avatars, it was bad enough as a default white dude finding an avatar that didn't look dumb. In the end game, I picked the pink-haired woman as she was the least stupid-looking avatar. It really does just give you stuff for anything, but personally I don't care about hats etc. I've acquired loads of costume stuff, and frankly I don't want it. Though I will admit I've used some of it as it's just so daft and out of character looking. I'm glad it's part of Game Pass, as it means, in this case, for me, it's a free game. No, it motherfucking isn't.
I fucking knew it. I read that.
Wait. Burger King are doing a promotion where we give you a free week of Game Pass for eating there. Okay, motherfucker.
I'm going to Burger
King. It is free for you. Shout out to this guy for 100% schooling me right there, because if he would have just left it at that, he knows I would have went off on one, but he didn't. He schooled me. Shout out. You did give me a funny mental image when you were talking about Harry Potter raid. I suddenly had an image of Harry Potter except running around Hogwarts with anti-spray lol from Jonathan. Jonathan then added on to the email saying, thinking back, that might have not been the best wording by default white guy. I just meant in most games the default avatar is close enough to me that if that's what I want, I just pick the default avatar. Sorry for the poor choice of words. I don't think you had said anything wrong there in default white dude, personally.
No.
So you don't.
Default white dude is the main protagonist of most games.
Video games, yeah. I don't think you did anything wrong there, Jonathan, in your wording. Default white dude definitely works for especially what it is you're talking about. So don't worry about that at all.
Yeah.
And 100% well done for schooling me.
Yeah.
Again,
well played.
In
fact, you're getting a round of applause for that.
Nah, fuck you, motherfucker. I agree with everything you said. You sort of just saying the things that we said last week, which was, it's weird. But I'm with you on the Project Gotham racing, but I just don't think it's ever going to happen. Unfortunately, that is the arcade racer that I want. That is so arcade that it's arcadey, and I love it. Like, it's just brilliant.
It's so arcade,
it's arcade.
The same way as
it's so
arcades.
arcade that it died.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fun fact: Metropolis Street Racer was out on Dreamcast in 2000.
Yeah, I missed the Dreamcast. I had one, but just didn't buy any games for it.
That console was ahead of its time. Way too ahead of its time.
This is not the Dreamcast podcast. We're not gonna go into it.
Can't we just show the Dreamcast some love, man?
No, fuck.
It never got love during its lifespan. Can we do it now? Just a little bit.
And the next email says, "Hello, Fixer and Amy. Hope you're both well, kicking butt and playing some video games. So I was thinking it's safe to. What about Crash? Poor Crash. So I was thinking it's safe to say EA haven't really treated the Star Wars gaming license well. So who would you like to see develop a Star Wars game? I was thinking even more. Yes, it might hurt. How about you two pitch a Star Wars game each? It can be any style, FPS, RPG, third person, go wild. No Jar Jar, Fixer, your friend Mr. Moody. Moody, you know I don't like Star Wars, so for me, I'm gonna go with a third person, all Jar Jar game. What is canon, and he kills everyone. Boom.
Just everyone.
He kills everyone. Everyone in the Star Wars universe dies from the hands of Jar Jar in this game. That is a third person shooter. There you go.
I mean, I hate Jar Jar, but
at the end of it, he commits seppuku. He's gone, done. Star Wars is over.
No, yeah, he kills himself at the end of the game, so we don't have to put up with him anymore. But everyone else is dead as well, so we don't have to put up with Star Wars anymore.
Star Wars
either.
is done. No more movies or
Perfect.
anything.
Well,
Everything gets canceled that's in production.
This is how the Snyder ends.
That's it. That's it. And it's called Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he's the Last Jedi. He is. He's the Last Jedi. Jar Jar is the only Jedi that matters.
Jar Jar is a Sith Lord, Fix. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't care about Star Wars. On the serious, Amy, I know you care about Star Wars, right?
Super easy for me. Star Wars 1313.
Just give you that.
That's the one. If I was going to pitch any Star Wars game, it would be someone rescue Star Wars 1313 and make that.
Crash, you're just like me. You don't care about Star Wars, right?
It
We
was
watch
like
them.
MMO.
We watch them to stay relevant to the world. Otherwise, we seem weird. It's weird being a nerd and not liking Star Wars because everyone looks at you weird.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Even the,
Oh,
the
100%.
nerds that are judged all their life, then judge the nerds that don't like Star
Whoa.
Wars.
I don't care if you don't like Star Wars.
I've had so many dirty
You're
looks.
a small percentage,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I just
Tell
like,
somebody I don't like Star Wars. They're like, what? Why?
why?
What do you
What's
like?
wrong with it? What don't you like
You
about it?
clearly like Transformers. Go watch Transformers.
Yeah. I've got nothing else to read. Thank you for the email, though, guys. I appreciate you. Remember, you can email in myxboxandmepodcast@gmail.com. Let's plug and get ourselves out of here. Let's start with you, Chris. What you got to plug?
Twitch.tv/Crush. I play games there.
I love the tagline. I play games
There
there.
I play games there. That's simple. The point.
Overwatch, lots of Overwatch. Lots of I talk to Fix, lots on there.
Yeah, if you ever want to catch me at night, if you ever want to catch me at night when I'm meant to be sleeping, just go to Chris's chat 'cause I'm usually there playing games.
Exactly.
That's the
You
truth.
get to catch him in a weak moment where he's very tired.
I'm
Yeah.
usually very tired, I'm usually very Corey in that moment. That's when
Yeah.
you catch Corey, where I'm not really talking, I'm playing Overwatch on PC, like pretending that people are not judging me, and then Crash will go, oh, Fix is definitely concentrating. I'm like, I don't have to be on right now. It's so nice. But yeah, definitely do that. Amy, what else you got to plug?
Twitch.tv/words about games. I play games there. I just came up with that tagline now. I think it's really good.
Oh.
It's really good. It's really powerful.
Yeah, it's really good, isn't it?
You scrubs. Well, I've got a YouTube channel, youtube.com/mcfixer. Myself and Amy just had a meeting before this. Jesus, Haley done something. Before this about what we're going to do about the My Xbox and Me podcast, and I think we're going to go a little bit something like this. The My Xbox and Me podcast will now be moving back to the MC Fixer channel. I will do a video on both channels to explain this and everything else, but the podcast listeners will get it first. After that, what we're going to do is, on the Monday, we're going to break up the show, topic by topic, of the main talking points of each week's show, and put them up as separate videos on My Xbox and Me. That way we can try and help the My Xbox and Me channel still grow and it have content. Amy is still be doing reviews. We're working, Crash, I'm trying to get Crash involved as well. We're trying to do some Let's Plays and stuff like that. Something that we're working on. So we'll have more content on there and different content than what any of us produce is the plan. But then My Xbox and Me, the full episode on a Friday, will be going up on MC Fixer YouTube channel. I just put out a video about Project X, so go check that out. I react to the trailer, and then I go do a deep dive, depth talk about that. Expect my Starlink review going up soon. And yeah, I've got a Twitch channel as well. Twitch.tv/MCFixer. I play games. Is that how I did do it, right?
Yeah.
No, you get too much conviction.
You got that's true. You both
much
yeah, that's true. You're right. It should be way more low key. Like
Yeah, you just need to be like chilled back, maybe like lean back a bit, like feet up on the desk, like
You scrubs. Thank you both for joining me this week. I appreciate you. And until next time, I will love you, leave you, and see you all later. Goodbye.
Boy.